All right, thank you
And
everybody for joining Study New York today and Education USA Accra, Ghana. I would like to introduce from Education USA Accra, Abigail Mensa and Bernice Afote. If you'd like to quickly say a few words of introduction.
yes, hello everyone. My name is Abigail Mensah, and I'm one of the Education USA advisors in Ghana. I'm based with Mrs. Bernice Afote at the Accra Center. And we've always loved to have the opportunity of promoting US education to our students. And particularly, we want them to focus on learning more about the various states and knowing the opportunities in those states for them. So we are glad to have you, and we are hoping that from this session, our students are going to have the opportunity to learn a lot, and also and also to our counselors and then our co-education advisors too. They are also going to learn a lot from this particular session when we get to learn more about the advantages of studying in the US. Thank you so much.
Thank you. Good afternoon, everyone. I'm also an Education USA advisor here, managing the Accra office, which moved from the embassy to OSU. We are happy to have this opportunity. We were talking about how we as advisors can build our knowledge in the different universities and how we can also expand that knowledge to students. And we came up with this idea to do state study consortium webinar. So we're happy that you jumped on the opportunity. And we are also happy to say that Study New York is the first that we are collaborating with on this front. We are happy that you've taken time to do this for advisors and for counselors. So we spread it out to our networks, and we're hoping that we'll really have a good informative session. Thank you all for taking this up with us.
All right, thank you. And I'm James Shafer, Programming Chair with Study New York. And we are happy to be joining you today from New York State and Study New York. We'll be having 6 of us talking about our universities today, and you'll be able to ask your questions at the end in the Q&A, but please feel to type your questions at any time in the Q&A chat, and we'll get back to them at the end. That picture with the red tree is the winning picture from the Study New York photo and video contest from SUNY Albany. That's the beautiful SUNY Albany campus. And you'll get to see lots of beautiful campuses today. Yes, New York State, of course, has Niagara Falls, New York City, Lake Placid that has hosted 2 Winter Olympics. But we really are the state with the most diverse experiences in the United States and the best place to study when you come to the US to study. We have now 45 members. SUNY is State University of New York. City University New York is CUNY. And we also have private colleges and universities as members of Study New York. And here are the members. And you can see that we have over 45 members who are with us. And today you will hear from 6 of us. If you go to studynewyork.us, you can find a listing of the members and lots of programs when you are looking. So please, after this webinar, visit studynewyork.us and find your university, or reach out to me at program@studynewyork.us. We had a nice little social media campaign recently and featured students on CPT, including a student on CPT from Ghana, Mr. Wisdom. New York is the best place for CPT internships during your study and for the optional practical training after your study. And we can talk more about the optional practical training and CPT internships during the Q&A. But Study New York goes to all the major events. We were just talking that SUNY Poly has been to Ghana, and probably many others on this webinar right now have visited Education USA in Accra, Ghana. You can see Lenitra Berger in the sweater with the red V. She was the chair of NAFSA who came to our Montreal bi-regional happy hour with Mr. Willjavian right there from SUNY Poly next to her. Education USA advisors visited us in Times Square last July, and we were able to tell them all about the great options in New York State. And they had a nice walking tour of Midtown Manhattan afterwards. And you can see right from Buffalo, Rochester, Syracuse, Utica, Albany, we are the only state in the United States that has major Amtrak train line running north, south, and east, west. So every major city connects to New York City by train, except for Binghamton, which in fact is the closest one, and you can get to New York City easily by bus. It's something no other state in the US has. So you can be in New York State without a car. And you can see the 6 schools that are talking today are along these axes. So they all connect to New York City by train. Clarkson, you might have to take a short bus to Plattsburgh or Syracuse, and then you can get the train to New York. And yes, the place with the highest digital tech salaries in the United States for your CPT and OPT is New York. It has passed San Francisco and Silicon Valley. You're thinking about career outcomes, and New York State is the best place to be. And I'm going to turn it now over to Jane about SUNY Albany.
Thank you so much. I'm from University of Albany. We are part of the State University of New York, which is the largest comprehensive system of higher education in the United States. We were founded in 1844, so we are the oldest public university in New York State. Just a little bit more about our university. We are a Carnegie Research One institution. There are only 186 Research One schools throughout the 5,000 higher educational opportunities in the United States. We're known for our cutting edge research in many different areas. We have more than 50 undergraduate majors available, more than 150 graduate programs. And then at the top, you can see that we have about 17,500 students, and they come to us from nearly 100 different countries. Just a little bit more, as I mentioned, we are the state capital. We have about 1 million people in the region in total. Lots of great industry opportunities and phenomenal OPT job placement opportunities when students graduate. So the things we're most known for: clean energy, the tech field, software development, semiconductors are a big industry in the Albany area, and lots of life science industries, pharmaceutical research and development as well. And then you can see we are #1 in the US for integrating AI talent, #6 as far as emerging technology markets as well. We offer about 50 different options for STEM designated programs, which would allow students that 3-year work opportunity. You can see at the bottom our different popular majors and fields. The one that I'll just touch on briefly that's unique to Albany would be nanoscale science and engineering. Our facility is considered to be one of the top 3 globally for nanoscale science and engineering and research and development. So our students have access to tremendous opportunities. They're working in clean rooms and working with multinational corporations right as part of their educational experience with us. We really focus on getting students engaged in undergraduate research opportunities, and this would be one of those areas where students are virtually all engaged in research as undergraduate students. We're also very well known for the natural sciences, public health, and then the tech fields as well: digital forensics, AI, data science, computer science, and engineering. Yeah, so this is just a few of our research areas that we focus on. We have 170 research centers and labs that are either on our campus physically or located very close in off-site laboratory space in the Albany area. So we have lots of different opportunities. We have an RNA institute that would focus in that area, lots in the social sciences as well. We have a building that's about 5 years old that focuses entirely on emergency technology, entrepreneurship, atmospheric science, and related fields. Yep. Again, big focus on undergraduate research. We want students engaged. We feel that it really makes them marketable when they apply for work opportunities or for graduate programs. So from the first semester they're with us, they're able to engage with faculty in research opportunities. And I just wanted to highlight a couple of our students and what they're doing for research. In environmental sciences and atmospheric sciences, we're studying things such as hurricanes, what's changing in the forecasting of hurricanes and tropical storms. We're focused on renewable energy, sustainability as well. And then we're also focused on glaciers and how they're moving and changing and what that means for the communities that rely on them for their water source. Yep. And this is one of our remarkable technologies. We are home to an ion beam lab. We've had it on campus for 50 years. We engage with private and public sectors to allow constant research in this area through our physics department, and students are able to take advantage of this opportunity as well. And just a few of our work placements, our students do very well in the job markets when they leave us. As I mentioned, healthcare, pharmaceuticals, engineering, tech fields, finance. This is typically where our students will go once they complete their undergraduate or graduate degree at UAlbany. Thank you so much.
Hey, hello, everyone. My name is Willjavian Dawson. I am the International Admission Counselor here at SUNY Polytechnic Institute. And like Jane, we are also part of the SUNY system, State University of New York. There's actually 64 individual universities within the conglomerate of SUNY, and we happen to be one of them, just like SUNY Albany. Here at SUNY Poly, we are a Polytechnic Institute, and I did notice when I did travel abroad, especially to Ghana, that polytechnics are known for trade schools, or they're known for certificate awarding programs, basically not a university setting, but we happen to be a Polytechnic university. So with that being said, we have STEM-focused applied learning. So all of our classroom settings have lab components that go along with it. So that allows us to give the applied structure for our students. A little bit about our stats. We are a smaller university, especially in comparison to like the big four, Albany being one of them. We have about 3,000 students altogether. That gives us about an average classroom size of about 18 with a student to faculty ratio of about 13:1. And of these students, we do have a graduate population as well. 8% of our students, I would say, is about 8% or 9% is international. And we have students from all across the world. So here's some of the programs that we offer. And these are actually the F1 visa eligible programs that we have. We have 4 colleges. We have the College of Engineering being our largest college. We have the College of Arts and Sciences, College of Business, and also the College of Health Sciences. We also have 4 graduate programs, and that's in data science, analytics, civil engineering, computer science, and also cybersecurity. And then of our F1 visa eligible programs, we have over 17 programs that are actually STEM designated. So that would allow students to get their STEM OPT upon graduation. So we prepare our students to be leaders in the top earning industries. And by 2023, it is projected that these industries are going to increase in salary and also in employment by 33%. So we prepare students for advanced manufacturing, for AI, for robotics, computer science, cybersecurity, engineering, finance, healthcare, social work, just to name a few. We do have some partnered organizations that are within a 15-minute proximity of our campus. Wolfspeed is actually on our campus, and they also do a lot of research, especially in the nano field. We have Indium Corporation, AFRL, Mohawk Valley Edge, Griffiths, just to name a few, but these are some opportunities for our students, either for internships, for CPT, or also for job opportunities upon graduation. So a part of that we have a lot of funding being pumped into SUNY Poly. We're actually in an expansive growth phase where we have been getting a lot of donors, a lot of state funding, a lot of additional funding just to basically help out in areas when it comes to like, especially workforce development for like internships and all of that. We also have labs on our campus. We have 8 state-of-the-art labs, which is CGAM, Center for Global Advanced Manufacturing. And that's anything from like AI and robotics all the way to like 3D printing. We do have some biology labs and all of that, and also some business excellence as well. I did have a video, but it was a little too long, so I wasn't able to incorporate it into the slide. But in the video, we actually have one of our researchers actually from Ghana, who's now on an H-1B. He's basically talking about his innovation and his research opportunities. And with that being said, we offer internships and we also offer research at the freshman or first year level. So students, as soon as they get here, if they want to get involved in research, they have projects readily available. And this is just a great opportunity for them. To go along with that, we have scholarships that we actually offer for all of our students. So every student who applies to SUNY Poly, as long as they meet our minimum eligibility requirements, they will be eligible to receive a merit-based scholarship. And this could range from 5,000, 6, 7, 8, or 9,000, all depending on their CGPA, their overall GPA. And this is both for grad and undergraduate level.
Okay, well, I think I take over from here. I'm hoping everyone can hear me. And my name's Colleen Thapalia, and I'm from Clarkson University. I think I'm the first of the private university panelists today. Clarkson is all about STEM. We've been a STEM university since we were founded over 125 years ago, primarily as an engineering university. So our programs require hands-on experience. And like many universities in New York State, we benefit from the forward-looking funding available from our state government. We have one of the centers for advanced technology at Clarkson. That's the Center for Advanced Materials Processing. I think SUNY Albany has another one of the labs there. I think there are 15 of these centers for advanced technology. And students who are admitted to Clarkson at both the undergrad and grad level have access to scholarships, and on the graduate level, primarily assistantships. These are the undergraduate majors, which I've listed here. Most of them have a corresponding graduate major as well. Most of these are STEM designated. There are very few that are not. There are a few in business that are not, but there are also several business majors that are STEM designated, like engineering and management and business intelligence and data analytics. At the graduate level, the MBA in business analytics and the MBA in global supply chain management are both STEM designated. So it's not just the sciences and the engineering, but also some of the business, because it has that STEM focus, like our entire campus. I wanted to point out that we have an international center that supports our international students. Of course, they issue the visa documents and help you with your transition to campus. They help you make sure you stay in status with your student visa. And they do cultural programming and events that are a lot of fun. This particular picture was from an orientation program. Let's talk a little bit about the co-ops and internships, and I hope you'll notice that I switched out a lot of the pictures in my presentation to highlight students from Ghana. At the undergraduate level at Clarkson, all students must do a professional experience, and that can include an internship, which often in the STEM fields is a paid internship. It can include research in a faculty laboratory or participation on one of our speed teams. All of these help international students build the professional skills and cultural awareness that they will need to be successful once they leave Clarkson. And it helps our international students get on an even playing field with their American classmates by building that real world experience. These are just some of the companies that employ our students who are out on internship or co-op. The difference between an internship and co-op for Clarkson is that if you're doing an internship, you're also doing coursework. But if you're doing a co-op, you're taking an entire semester away from campus. And those, as I said, are primarily paid experiences. So this is a mixture of national or even international companies with more local and regional companies. This is a picture from just last week. We do what's called the Research and Project Showcase, or RAPS, like you can see on the signboards in the back. And students are showing their the research that they've done with faculty advising. That's the poster component of it. There's also a presentation component. It's an exciting week, let's just say. During RAPS, it's 2 times a year. Students, in addition to showcasing their research, there's a pitch-off competition, which is really popular. It shows off students' communication skills because they have to stand up there on a stage and make their pitch. And international students are always really excited that these kinds of events can include cash prizes because it's another way to bring in a little money to help make life easier. Okay. That's one of our undergraduate students from Ghana, by the way. I mentioned the SPEED teams. SPEED teams are voluntary. Students don't have to do them, so they're extracurricular. And it doesn't matter what major you have. So let's go to the next slide. You'll see the whole list. We have 13 different SPEED teams. Many universities have 1 or 2, but we have 13. You compete against other universities the same way you do in sports. So it's a lot of fun. There's the competition aspect, and you build those work experiences and leadership experiences. Just a little bit about the career statistics, because we like to brag about that. Clarkson ranks in the top 40 in the US and the top 5 for New York State for career earnings. $75,000 is an average starting salary for our class of 2024. That's the most recent one we have. We have a 97% placement rate. And one of our statistics is that 1 in every 5 Clarkson graduates is a CEO, president, or senior executive, or even owner of a company. I think next. Oh, this is just a little bit of information about the things you can do outside of class. So we have over 200 clubs and organizations. In the middle there, you can see students celebrating Ghanaian Independence Day and sharing about their culture with the rest of the students. All right, I think that's it from me. Thank you.
Hi, everyone. Thank you so much for joining today's session. My name is Freddy Cicchetti. I'm the Director of International Admissions here at Long Island University. Very quickly, thank you to Jim from Touro for organizing this and all the work that he does in Study New York. So Long Island University is a private R2 research university located in New York. We have 2 amazing campus locations. Our post campus is on Long Island, about 45 minutes outside of New York City. And we also have our Brooklyn campus, which is right in the heart of downtown Brooklyn. We have over 200 undergraduate, graduate, and doctoral programs across both of our campuses. You can tour both of our campuses virtually and look at the incredible facilities that we have on campus: residential life, athletics, research facilities. So I definitely recommend taking our virtual campus tour. We have about 15,000 students and over 1,000 international students from more than 90 countries. So looking at our STEM designated programs, we have 30 STEM degree programs across bachelor's, master's, and PhD level. We have programs in the sciences like biology, biochemistry, public health, nutrition, pharmacy, like drug and regulatory affairs and pharmaceutics. We have STEM programs in computer science and artificial intelligence, management, engineering. We also have STEM degrees in business field like MBA and mathematics. We have STEM degrees in areas like exercise science, media arts. So we have STEM at a lot of different levels that you can do incredible research in at both of our campuses. Just looking at the careers at Long Island University, we have 90% of our students are graduating with a job within 6 months of graduation or continuing their education. Almost 30% of our international students do CPT, curricular practical training. That means they're getting internships on their student visa while they're here at Long Island University. We also support, obviously, OPT. The big benefit of OPT in a STEM major is that you can work on your student visa for 3 years after graduation. So that's a huge selling point to being in a STEM major. We have great research opportunities happening in all of our STEM programs, particularly pharmacy. So if you're interested in pharmacy, please reach out to us. We have great facilities here. We're one of the first universities with a new technology in pharmacy. It's called OmniCell. It's almost like a vending machine for dispensing drugs. So you'll see more of these machines in hospitals and healthcare facilities and pharmacies across the United States, where nurses and pharmacists they're inputting the information of their patient, like a barcode, and the drug is dispensing out of that vending machine. And it really keeps an accurate supply chain of life-saving drugs on hand so that these healthcare practitioners can focus on providing healthcare to their patients rather than administrative and supply chain and operations type work. So that's a new technology that we have on our campus. Our students are learning the technology. A lot of the hardware will change, but they're learning the software. And as they go into industry, they're bringing those new technologies into those industry spaces, thanks to the research and the grants that we have in our programs. So again, thank you everyone for learning a little bit about Long Island University and the research that we're doing and the STEM programs that we offer. And I'll pass it over to the next participant. Thank you.
All right, thank you, Freddie. Hello, everyone. It's great to see everyone, both sides of the desk today. My name is Brigid Gorman. I serve as the Associate Director of Graduate Recruitment here at the University at Buffalo School of Engineering and Applied Sciences. The University at Buffalo is the flagship university of the SUNY system, and we're selected because we set the standard for many of our universities within the SUNY system to look up to. Featured here is a photo of a member of our faculty, research faculty, working with one of our students in a physics lab in the College of Arts and Sciences. Within our university, we're a little bit over 30,000 undergraduate and graduate students combined. We have over 500 different undergraduate and graduate degree programs for you to choose from. So if you want to study anything, you can study anything at UB. We're comprised of 13 schools and colleges, which I'll show the list in just a moment. We have 3 campuses, both a north, south, and downtown campus. And then some things about our location. We're about a 20-minute drive south of Niagara Falls, which you saw featured earlier in the presentation today. And then we're about a 90-minute drive south of Toronto as well. So very, very close to the US-Canada border. Some updated rankings for the University at Buffalo. We're proudly ranked the #1 public university in New York State by QS, and then number 20 in the US for hosting international students. So we jumped about 5 slots this year. So we're very excited for that. Featured here in the background is a member of our teaching faculty working with one of our students in the Department of Mechanical and Aerospace Engineering. This is a full list of our 13 different schools and colleges within the university. Many of them, as you can see, just have STEM jumping right on out, but we have an extensive list of STEM designated programs that do have that additional 2 years that you can achieve upon graduation for OPT. Every single one of our programs within the School of Engineering and Applied Sciences, I'm very proud to say, it has the STEM DHS designation for you as well. I mentioned earlier, we have over 500 different programs, which I would love to list them all for you today, but I provided some QR codes for you to scan and refer to at a later time that'll show you the full entire list of the programs that we offer. Your top option will be the undergraduate programs that the University of Buffalo offers, and then on the bottom we have our graduate programs as well. So moving into more of STEM at the University at Buffalo. We are an R1 research institution. So we are continuously conducting research, and we have highly funded opportunities, specifically here in the School of Engineering and Applied Sciences, featured in our latest edition of the Buffalo Engineer magazines. These are the top 10 things that we are the most excited about. Popular with AI, we partner a lot with our graduate school education and see how AI can impact learning. So detecting dyslexia early with AI, teaching robots how to feel, superpowered semiconductors, and more things like that. I always tell students when you're in your university search, especially if you're interested in STEM, it's super important to understand the research that's being conducted at the universities that you are considering. So I have included the QR code here for you to scan. The full link is typed out for you below there. If you want to check out all of the different research that is happening specifically within our School of Engineering and Applied Sciences at the University at Buffalo. There's a lot of really great ways to get involved in research, both at the undergraduate and graduate level. I always encourage students to start building relationships with their professors, introducing themselves, asking questions. What are you working on? What can I help with? To gain that research experience as well. A lot of students find these research opportunities in our experiential learning network, which we are very proud to have. Making an impact. So School of Engineering, we have a being part of our own within the University at Buffalo, but our engineering students also play a very critical role in the student experience in the entirety of the University at Buffalo as well. So featured here in this photo is of our students in the Society of Automotive Engineers, one of our nationally recognized organizations. Every single year they build the bonfire for our homecoming celebration, which is normally our first American football home game of the season. The bonfire is usually built to reflect the mascot of our opposing team. So this year, they built a horse. So this photo features the belly of the horse and students working on that overnight. So they work late hours to do that, which is lots of fun. Some other staples that the University of Buffalo School of Engineering has within the student experience. Every single year we host an Engineers Week that culminates, and we have a lot of different demonstrations, but at the end we host battle bots, and students are running back and forth all throughout campus to keep their bots alive and all of that as well. Specifically within the School of Engineering and Applied Sciences, we have over 200 different clubs and organizations for you to choose from, though you are not required to be an engineering student to be in an engineering club. So say if you are studying physics and are more interested in the theoretical side, but you want some experience on the hands-on opportunities of an engineer, you're more than welcome to join these clubs as well. If you are looking for engineering, you probably understand the acronyms of all of the different organizations, nationally recognized organizations. So I've listed them there out for you. And then I cannot move on until I mention our students that we are very proud of, who won our Buffalo chapter of our Panache competition that was hosted just 10 days ago. Featured here are two of our University at Buffalo undergraduate students. They noticed a need in building model rockets and the supplies necessary for it. So they pitched a great business idea and won in the end, and they were offered $25,000 to launch their business. And then the team that came in second place as well is also from the University at Buffalo School of Engineering. So we are very proud of our students. And then finally, we can't wrap up a UB presentation without mentioning Empire AI. It originally started as a $400 million consortium housed here at the University at Buffalo with our consortium members listed there for you to check out as well. But some schools you might recognize: Columbia University, Cornell University, NYU, RPI, some other members of SUNY as well. But we are going to be the home base of all AI research that comes from the state level of New York. So we are very proud of that. Because we have so much additional funding and things like that as well, we've been experts in AI for over 30 years. We have a brand new Department of Artificial Intelligence and Society, which will feature programs both at the undergraduate and master's level that will study AI both and its impact on society. So AI in learning, AI in language, and all those different things going on there as well.
I can point out that New York State decentralizes our public universities. So you have two of the big four here today. That's University at Albany, University at Buffalo. The other two big ones are University at Binghamton and Stony Brook University. You might compare New York State to some other universities where they have one giant central university. We have 64 campuses of the State University of New York, and I believe 16 campuses of City University of New York. They are excellent. I had a friend who chose one of the big four, Binghamton, over Michigan University, just because of its great research. My niece goes to Stony Brook. My best friend graduated from University at Albany. And my sister got her PhD at University at Buffalo. These are top universities. My sister chose University at Buffalo over NYU. So when you come to the public universities, you get great universities. And then you see Clarkson, LIU, and Touro that are here today, private universities in New York State. We have tons of amazing private universities in New York State. These are nonprofit private universities. They also are focused on the education of students. So I'm with Touro University. We are in Times Square, New York City. You can see that we are the school that you do not want to choose if you want liberal arts. We are all about health sciences, digital technology, and business. Our undergraduate tuition starts at about $17,000. Right now, we want to attract international students, so you get a 15% international scholarship in year one and a 30% international scholarship in your second year, your third year, your fourth year. That's 90% of our international students get that first year scholarship, and 100% of our international students get that 30% scholarship in their last 3 years. We're going to talk about biology and cybersecurity for the most part at our bachelor's level. Here's our student from Azerbaijan who got a fantastic job as a senior automation engineer. So software engineers come out of Touro. I'm also going to talk about how the biology program and the Bachelor of Science in Cybersecurity can lead into great postgraduate programs. So when you're talking to universities in the USA, think about your entire academic journey. Do you want to get a postgraduate degree? Is there a pathways program where perhaps you can earn some simultaneous credits on your undergraduate and your postgraduate degree, save some money, save some time? Here's a student who was a GA that I worked with very frequently when she was a GA with the Graduate School of Technology. So she's got a fantastic career in UX, UI, and interaction design. Our Grad School of Tech is all STEM programs. They're running workshops all the time. In fact, if you visit gst.touro.edu, you can find their workshops. They're open to anyone around the world. Most of their workshops are online. Here's one you could have joined last week on artificial intelligence. Then our undergraduate cybersecurity students can consider a pathways program into many of the master's degrees at the Graduate School of Technology. So they're earning 9 simultaneous credits. They're paying tuition at the undergraduate level with that 30% scholarship and earning those 9 postgraduate credits. That saves them about $10,000 in tuition and cuts their time to get the master's by 1 semester. So again, Grad School of Tech has panels, has workshops going on all the time. So feel free to visit that website so you can join panels and workshops. They let outsiders join. They just visited Citibank last week. and had a good time doing that on a very nice, pleasant spring day. And you can see also that our psychology students, now that is a non-STEM program, but they have a pathway to the STEM program that's called the MS in Industrial Organizational Psychology program. Those graduates are largely working in major corporations in the HR department. And here was a student who was in our undergraduate business program that had a chat with us and decided to get her master's in industrial organizational psychology. Again, business, you can do the pathways from the BS in business management to an MBA. They're allowing you to earn 12 simultaneous credits. So that's about $12,000 in tuition saved. About 3 weeks ago, the undergraduates and the MBA students visited Jade, who works at NBA offices, had a great visit there. And then they're getting nice jobs. It's a STEM MBA, getting nice jobs out in the field because, of course, they have their CPT and their OPT options here in New York City. And all of our students are getting great placement. This student, Lynn from Sweden, I have her here because she has my favorite job titles of all time. She was working at the Peloton headquarters for a while. She was the director of people analytics and team member listening at Peloton. She's moved on to Microsoft. She's now the senior program manager of culture intelligence and analytics. And also our biology students, they have pathways options to the School of Health Sciences. When we don't have a pathways option, they do have preferred admissions consideration for the programs at our medical school. That's New York Medical College. That's 1 hour north of New York City by train. So all those programs you see there listed, such as cell biology, such as the Master of Public Health and Epidemiology, they are STEM programs, and our BS and biology students get the preferred consideration there. They also get preferred consideration with the School of Health Sciences at Touro, and I do like to say that like medical doctor is a program that in most medical colleges, including New York Medical College, they accept less than 5% of applicants. So when you can get preferred consideration for that, you can get preferred consideration for Touro College of Dental Medicine to get a doctor of dental medicine. It is very helpful that you have a chance to get accepted to a nice dental school or medical school. So that is Touro University. Right now we do have 3 students from Ghana. 2 are in the MS in Cybersecurity Network Administration program, and 1 is in the more software engineering program. That's the Master of Science in Web and Application Development. You can connect with me if you want to get into podiatry, osteopathic medicine, anything at New York Medical College, the Touro College of Dental Medicine. We also have the Touro College of Pharmacy, and of course, business students, digital tech students such as cybersecurity and biology pre-health students. We are a great location for you. We do travel around the world. We hope to get to Ghana soon. You can see Dr. Aran had me in the bottom right-hand corner at EducationUSA in Hyderabad, India. And please do scan the QR code there if you want to pick up the Touro International brochure. We are ranked 143 among national universities in the United States by US News and World Report, which is the most important national university ranking in the USA. And I think now we can move on. Please type your questions in the Q&A section. We will read them and answer the questions out loud. Before we get to that, just a reminder to join our next Study New York webinar about community colleges and ESL pathways programs. I know we've already got Genesee Community College, Monroe Community College, Queensborough Community College lined up, and we also have the ESL program at University at Albany lined up as part of that webinar. So please take a picture of this screen, go to the studynewyork.us website and sign up for June 10th. And we have other webinars coming up in September and October. And we thank you for your time. So let's move on to the Q&A. See what we have there. I'll read some questions out loud, and then our experts here, including our Education USA guests, can answer them. Number one, could someone please explain the process to apply for OPT and then the process to apply after a year of OPT for the 24-month STEM OPT extension? Raise your hand to me, panelists, if you'd like to answer that question.
Sure. So, and Kelly, if you have more to add, our students would go through our ISSS office for all of that. So once they have their job offer, they would come in, and our ISSS office is your point of contact from the time you enroll at Albany until you complete your OPT placement. But they help you through that entire process.
And Colleen?
I would just say that for the initial OPT, you can apply without a job offer. You just have to be kind of calibrating where you are in your job search, because you can only have, I think it's 90 days of unemployment. So you work with your international center or International Students and Scholars Office to pick a date for your OPT application to become active. And when you apply for STEM OPT, you do need to be in a position that qualifies for the extension. So the job has to be relevant to the field that you studied at your university, and you need to be employed. At that point, you can't just apply without a job.
Okay, thank you. And
That's the bare minimum.
Yeah, so basically for OPT, you want to get that application starting exactly 3 months before your graduation date, but not earlier. So
yeah, just work with your international advisor to make sure you choose the right date.
Yes, yes.
And you can't apply more than a certain number of days before your program completion date.
Right.
So you really need to be in touch with your international advisor.
Yes, because things can change in the rules as well.
Yeah.
Got it. Okay. All right. Thank you. And then next question. What scholarships are available specifically for international students joining STEM programs? And I can just quickly say our Graduate School of Technology usually offers international students an $1,800 scholarship, $1,800 annual scholarship to international students. So if you reach out to me, Touro usually at the Grad School of Tech level has a scholarship. And then we have the international scholarship for BS in cybersecurity or BS in biology. Other scholarships? Okay, Brigid?
Yes, so we do offer merit-based scholarships at the undergraduate level at the University at Buffalo for our international students.
Okay, and then Willjavian?
Yes, so very similar. We offer merit-based scholarships both for undergrad and graduate students. And these pretty much range from 5,000 all the way to 9,000, and it's really dependent on your overall GPA. As far as like STEM scholarships or STEM programs, we do have research opportunities that are typically, they provide fully funded opportunities. Of course, they are first come, first serve, and they're also competitive, but they are part of our 14 research centers that we have on campus that students can apply for. And majority of those are STEM. So that would be an additional funding opportunity for students outside of the merit-based scholarships that we offer.
Yes, and one tip as you arrive on any US campus is become good friends with the dean. You will find that if you have very good grades, the dean has merit-based scholarships that they can give out to students. So you can apply for those merit-based or those dean's scholarships usually after one semester or after 1 year. I think Colleen.
I just wanted to add that the scholarship can be very different from the undergrad to the grad. The fully funded assistantship with the tuition and the stipend is competitive, super competitive, so you should apply early and put together the strongest possible application. At Clarkson, about 75% of assistantships are filled by PhD students, so it's not as common for master's students to find that fully funded offer. And if you do want a fully funded offer at the postgraduate level, you need to have research experience, not just the desire to do research. It's because of the competitive nature of those types of positions.
Mm. Okay. Yeah. And also, as you're looking at schools and applying to schools, ask them if they have on-campus jobs for you as an international student. For example, my school has almost no on-campus jobs for undergraduate international students, but our grad school of tech, our grad school of business usually has graduate assistant positions where they can work for 20 hours per week. So check out that also, because that's also a good way to make a little bit of money legally while you're studying. All right, next question. Probably for Brigid and Willjavian, but it's on engineering. Can a student switch after one semester into an engineering program, or do they need to start in engineering from the beginning? I'll let Willjavian start.
So for undergrad, we actually have an opportunity for students to come in, especially if they're not sure what program they want. They could come in as undeclared, and then they can declare their major by like the end of their second year. So typically their third and fourth year, they'll be into their program that they want to choose. They do have the opportunities to switch programs. It's not advised because it would prolong their entire duration of study, but it is something that is definitely an opportunity. You could also dual major, they can minor. There's different opportunities that exist with that, but they'll be connected with their academic advisor and also our ISS department to kind of find the best pathway.
Yes, similar to Polytechnic, all of our programs in the School of Engineering are direct admit at the undergraduate level, so you don't have to apply to the School of Engineering after your first year. The first year, though, a lot of your programs are foundational. So if you do change your mind, learn more about different programs, you will be able to switch your major, obviously with advisement from your academic advisor. But typically by the end of year 2, you should have a pretty solid, you can't change past then because you're too deep into your program. But yes, and you are able to transfer into engineering if you start in a different major as well. And then we also offer an undecided engineering major where you know you want to be an engineer, but you're not really sure which area you want to study in as well.
Thank you. Next question. In what programs are CPT internships required, and in what programs are they optional? And I think that's a question of you need to ask as you apply to that program, is there a CPT internship that's a required component of that? And remember that some CPT internships can be unpaid internships. You might not be able to find a paid internship. You might find an unpaid internship. Most CPT internships start after one full academic year in the US in a program. So I think the answers there is be communicating very early. If you want a CPT internship to be part of the program, then ask as you are applying for admission to the program at the school. I think the next question is, what financial documentation is most persuasive at the visa interview? And if Ms. Afote and Ms. Mensa, if you have answers to that as well, please go ahead and raise your hand. I was just in Nepal, and the US consulate officials in Nepal did a live presentation for all the universities that were there. And they said, if you can have those bank statements for 3 straight months showing that you maintain that balance for 3 straight months, that can be helpful, because then they know that you didn't just put the money in a bank. Your parents didn't just put the money in a bank account one day and take it out a week later after you had sent it to the university. And then Colleen?
I was just going to say, it's not only about the bank statements that you have in your hand, but that you're able to answer the question at the interview about what you're going to do for your funding in the second, third, and fourth year of an undergraduate degree, or in the second year of a master's degree. Students who are not prepared for that question will often fumble the visa interview.
Okay, and Ms. Afote?
Thank you. I think Colleen said part of what I wanted to say. It's not just about the documents, it's also about your preparation, how you answer the questions. But largely show them that you have a financial plan. Sometimes, I think in Ghana, some of the consulates will not even worry to look at the documents. They're talking with you. So your answers and your articulation of your financial plan is very key. The documents will come in handy if they ask to see.
Okay.
I would also want to add that students are supposed to show that they have home ties to their home country as well. So in as much as you are preparing your document, you should be able to also convince the consular officer that if you go to the US, you are going to return to your country, and then you have a plan for that. So if the students go and they are unable to show that they have home ties to their country, then the consular officers will not get convinced and they may be denied the visas. And they should also be able to show that they are financially prepared to pay their fees if they have any deficits to pay.
One last thing is that I think a lot of us have sessions for students who've been admitted. I know we do at Clarkson, for how to prepare yourself properly for the visa interview. And so we'll be able to help you once you've been admitted in collaboration with our international advising teams so that you'll be ready. I think at this point, you're probably choosing which universities to apply to, but that magic visa interview thing is something that will be addressed later on in the process.
Thank you. And I think we have no more questions. So thank you to all the panelists. Thank you to Ms. Mensa, Ms. Afote from EducationUSA Accra. I'm putting the bit.ly link into the chat so that you can sign up for the next webinar on community college and ESL pathways into 4-year universities. And I think all of the universities here have great connections with ESL programs and with community colleges for the students that do their first 2 years at a community college and then head on to finish their bachelor's degree at the 4-year university. I know Albany, Buffalo, and others on here have an ESL program as well. So if you have any questions, if you want to get connected with any university in New York State, you can email me at the email address that I'm putting in the chat right now, and I'll connect you with the university, or go straight to studynewyork.us and go to find a college, and that will have the connection that you have. Panelists, if you want to drop your email quickly into the chat for everybody, you may do so. Reach out to us at any time. If I know most of you are high school counselors, so please encourage your students to remain positive about the United States. Those students who are getting the visa and coming to the US are coming to the US and finding that, yes, there are perhaps fewer international students coming to the US. It's a great thing once you get here as an F1 student, because that means you're going to have less competition for your CPT internships. And in 3 years from a master's program or 4 years from an undergraduate program, you're going to have less competition for your OPT employment in 2029 or 2030. So if you can get here, it's a great time to be here. New York State is a sanctuary state. New York State welcomes international students and protects international students. So we really encourage you to keep your dreams of studying in the US alive and coming to the United States. I believe did Ghana make the World Cup? They did, yes. Okay. All right. So we hope you do well in the World Cup. We'll be watching. I think they have a habit of getting against the United States in the World Cup and having a match in the same group with the US, but not this time. So, but I know they have a great tradition of football in Ghana, so we wish them well in the World Cup and we'll be watching. All right, panelists, do you have any last words to say?
No, thank you, everybody. It was great reconnecting and great speaking to you all. Have a great one.
Miss Afote has something to say.
Yeah, we want to say thank you to the whole Study New York team for responding to our call and teaching us so much about the state of New York. I mean, about educational institutions. I also want to say I have our regional manager, Ms. Fatu, in the meeting. I want to recognize a few advisors and all the counselors who joined when we invited. So thank you to our panelists and thank you to every participant.
All right, thank you. For those of you who do make it to NAFSA in Orlando, look us up. Study New York has a table at NAFSA Orlando. And we look forward to seeing you in an upcoming webinar. We're going to work with Ms. Mensah to schedule another webinar for Education USA Ghana very soon.
Thank you.
All right. Thank you. I think it's 5 o'clock, so I hope you can all end the workday and head home in Ghana. So thanks for joining us today.
Thank you.
Thank you.
Thank you.
Bye.
Bye.